Been a minute since I've checked out a Sandman video, but this is Feminist Cringe Fest Part 2, Justifying Crime. Holy crap, what the heck? What the heck is going on? What the heck is going on? But I haven't seen a Sandman video in a bit. I enjoy Sandman. Feminism, again, I am a personal believer that progress is good, but there's progress to the point where you revert back to where you basically escaped from. And that's where things are at. That's where things are at.
Friends, you must know that whenever a man commits a crime against a woman, people all over the world straight at the top of their lungs that all men are dogs and so on, yeah? But when a girl commits a...
I don't think that. I don't think that. Like, not all men, sure. But... okay, this is definitely going to be so not woke. Men are the stronger... no, not ethnicity. Sex. Men are the stronger sex. I said it. No woman, without putting in any effort, will ever be able to match my strength. I'm saying it. No woman born on this planet Earth, if they do not exercise and live their life the same way I do, will never be able to match my strength. I said it. I said it. Without actually putting in work. They'd have to put in work. There's a reason why that gold medalist never won a race until they transitioned. Men are inherently stronger. So it's up to us to quell our anger, our own problems, because in the end, men are less emotional. So when we feel emotional, we don't know how to handle it, that we can lash out and rage or anger or upset. Because again, I don't know how to handle emotion. I don't. Bless my wife. Bless my wife. She knows how to deal with me. She knows how to deal with me. Well, I naturally don't know how to deal with emotion. So it's up to me to be not the bigger person, because my wife is not physically the bigger person, but she is just mentally the bigger person. But for me, I need to understand why I'm thinking this way, why I'm coming at things this way. It's my job. It's my job. And if my wife hits me, well, obviously I crossed the line. It depends. It depends. Again, everything is in context of what the situation is, but I think it's more for men to be in control. Because guess what? If a woman strikes me full force, if I did the same in return, just let that sink in. Just let that sink in. I mean, it's insane.
A crime against a man. Many people defend it by saying that we cannot generalize all girls because of the actions of a few.
Yeah, you can't generalize either. You can't.
And then they say that even if these girls did commit the crime, it's not a big deal because, comparatively, men commit more crimes against women. And it is a fact that men do commit more crimes against women than women commit against men. But that doesn't mean that because women commit fewer crimes, their action should get a rebate, as if it's okay because men are doing so much anyway. You go ahead and take out 10, 15 people too. And friends, this might sound a bit strange to you, but nowadays many people are trying to do the exact same thing. By default, when a person commits a crime, they are no longer a man or a woman. They are just a criminal. And our society should see them as a criminal and judge them accordingly. But
yeah, it's common sense. Treat everyone equally. That's one thing I hate in like the judicial system in America. Women get off more for doing the exact same thing, sometimes worse. People are more empathetic towards women. You get a serial killer woman on stage, she'll start crying, she'll start pleading, she'll get a lighter sentence. You get a serial killer man on stage, he'll just look at the jury, and the jury will give him, put him on capital punishment. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. Because the serial killer crying wouldn't sway the crowd.
You must know that an ideal society is a myth. And in our society, there are people who are more interested in who committed the crime and against whom rather than the crime itself.
Yep.
And on that basis, they decide whether to criticize the perpetrator or defend them. Some people decide this based on religion, some people do it based on caste, some people do it based on nationality. And recently, you must have noticed that many people also decide this based on gender. Recently, in the case of Ketan Agarwal, when his fiancé...
This situation, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, my wife was reading it to me as it was playing out. Insane. Absolutely insane. But I think the family has something to ask for this. The family is responsible for this. They raised the girl. But at the same time, they were the ones who did not acknowledge the fact that the girl had already lived her life. She had already lived her life.
Sia Goyal conspired with her boyfriend to take his life. We saw many people trying to defend Sia. And, well, I'll tell you about the defending part later.
Yeah. Again, I personally believe we need to start charging the parents, because the parent, now if the parents weren't aware, if the parents weren't aware that she was already in a relationship, pushing to be with somebody, then maybe, but then again, their neglect of not even knowing their own child. But the parents were pushing for something, not even knowing who their daughter was. Their daughter was apparently happy, already with somebody, and they're like, no. That person, he's not good for you. We'll find you someone better. It's like, no. It would have been interesting. It would have been interesting if me and my wife didn't get married due to like family issues. It would have been seriously interesting. Let's just say I'd be planning an escape for her. I'd be planning an escape. Because just, you have to allow the children, and this also has to do with like a lot of people who they believe themselves to be the head of the household, that when their children finally become adults, they still, these new adults, these young adults must obey the head of the household. That's barbaric, and I'll always call it out for being barbaric. I, being an adult, can talk to my parents as, guess what? An adult. I will respect them. I will listen to their insight. But if I feel like, well, I'm an adult, I can make a choice for myself. Not because of whatever reason my parents might have or whoever in my family might say. I don't care. They're an adult. I treat them as such. I have them treat me as such. And they understand that. It's called being respectful towards one another. It's called respect. It's give and take. It's not something that's just, oh, because you're born in a family, your elders are respected. No, they're not. No, they're not. That's not how it works.
But some people were acting as if Saya had done something great or virtuous, as if she deserved a medal for it, and they were even acting as if this is some kind of joke, huh?
It really makes one feel so happy to hear that. I am with you girls. If I had that much guts, I would have ordered 5 or 6 by now. But I don't, you do. You are doing great. May more such depth and fear be instilled in these boys.
So, guys...
See, I don't know how to say it without offending a lot of people. I feel there needs to be a course correction. Because, again, parents trying to force their children into things, and then there are the children trying to do their own things. There's always been more of a one-sided dynamic, not just in India, in the world, I'll say. A one-sided dynamic where as soon as you're married, someone's responsible for the house and the other one is allowed to go on and live their life and do whatever they wanted, because all they wanted was someone to take care of the house, take care of the kids. They never wanted a partner. They were just wanting someone to take care of the house, take care of the kids. Eventually, there will be a massive overcorrection like there is in the US. The US is having a massive overcorrection. It's not good because now we have a ton of incels and alpha male nonsense and all that crap, because eventually it far overcorrects that it becomes a problem. But eventually there have to be those women, and there always were. We can't just say we need to normalize it, but there have always been those women that would cheat on their husbands and all that kind of stuff, which just like the men who cheat on their wives. But it needs to be, people need to learn what a marriage truly is. And I don't think many people have good examples. I don't think many people have good examples of what a marriage truly is. And I know that firsthand because the majority of the people, I went to a Christian private school. The majority of the families from that Christian private school, I think actually like over 90% now, are all from divorced families. Not the kids, the parents all divorced each other after like 5-10 years of that school or whatever. It's a Christian private school. Christian. It's about being monogamous and being committed to one another. But the guy would always go cheat, or the woman would go out and do her own thing with her own, pool boy. The thing is, people need to have a good role model. I had an amazing role model. Role models. Grandparents, great-grandparents, parents, like a part of a nuclear family where you just see everyone constantly together, learning to love one another, grow together. Are there problems? Yes, but you learn to talk to each other and understand how to sacrifice for each other. And sadly, a lot of people don't have that, even in Christian families, even in like religious families, even in like traditional families. A lot of people don't see it. I was blessed to see it. I saw what my father did when my father sacrificed. I saw what my mother did when my mother sacrificed in order to make the family dynamic work. And to this day, work. I've seen it firsthand. It's give and take. It's constantly talking to one another. And a lot of people don't have that in their life. And it is tragic. It is tragic. And I firmly believe if you don't have that in your personal life, or you feel like your parents aren't like that, seek it out somewhere else. Seek out a guide somewhere else. And not like some guru or some person who's just going to tell you like, no, someone that you see truly embodying that lifestyle. Truly embodying it. And the sad thing is, it's rare to actually find that. It's incredibly rare to find that. I think America have a percentage of around 45% of, children, unwedded or out of wedlock children. Yeah, it's very high. It's very high, because again, being married isn't commonplace, and divorcees are commonplace.
What I am seeing is that the guy from Pune didn't even have hair. So if you lie like this, you will die, right?
So hashtag I hate men. 2 men died and fear spread in the male.
The thing is, why lie? And I doubt he lied. I doubt he lied. I mean, what's the point? What's the point? What's the point of lying about having hair? If you don't have hair, just own it. I've been shaving my head since I was 20. Even before. Yeah, when I went off to college, I just shaved it because I didn't want to spend all the money on product like my brothers did. And I've been shaving my head ever since. I don't know what my hair actually looks like. I just don't want to risk having it grow out and be like even worse than I think it is. Every now and then it'll start to grow a bit and I'm like, nope. Don't let it grow. Don't let it grow. I don't want to be like, what is it? The old monks from like 1800s or whatever, where they'd have hair along the side and then just this massive bald spot that they'd shave off. I don't want to be like that, or even worse, where it's everything.
Society.
The second girl who was laughing so much about this, her video went viral and a creator called her out in his video, making it even more viral when she started receiving criticism from many people saying, hey, you are saying wrong things and this is not right. And only then did this girl come to her senses and made an apology plus sympathy video saying, friends, I am not really that kind of girl and I just said that by mistake in the video. Ew. Anyways, this is the habit of pseudo-feminists who say anything first and then play the victim card later. These people run man-hating campaigns in the name of feminism, and in every situation they try to—
See, the weird thing is, like, when you're posting like TikToks or Reels or things like that, you record the video, you listen back to the video, you edit the video, you add the text to the video, and then you upload the video. You see the video at least 4, 5, 6 times. If it hasn't gotten into your head that you said something wrong, then you truly believe what you just said. Like for me, I'm live. When I say something retarded, I have to own up to that retardation. Why? Because I just went off the cuff. I just went off the cuff. It's my own fault. It's my own fault. I said it. I have to own it. I'd be like, yep, I said that. I don't know what I was thinking. My porridge wasn't filled today. Whatever kind of nonsense I could say to get away. My apologies. I didn't mean to say that. It was, I wasn't thinking clearly. Like, you know, that kind of stuff. When you're live, I can kind of give people a little, because you're live all the time. It's like, you're going to say something stupid. I mean, I've said a ton of stupid stuff. The funny thing is, like I was streaming with my friend, I was saying something and he took offense to it. I didn't even hear it because I was just talking about like a black and white cinema. He heard it as a negative and I'm just like, dude, yeah, it's black and white cinema, black and white cinema, black and white cinema, dark are dark. And he took offense in it. He told me after the fact and I'm like, dude, I was just talking about it. It's serious. It's serious. Darks need to be highlighted more. But it was like, yeah. I was just talking. I was being honest. That's how I feel. That's how I feel about it.
to portray boys as wrong. Even if a girl has committed a crime against a boy, the boy will still be at fault. Just look at this Ketan case, for example. Some people are blaming Ketan himself, saying he deserved this. And why did he deserve this for himself? Because he was going to have an arranged marriage with Saya. And here, friends, let me remind you of one more thing.
That's not his fault. That's not his fault. That's the family's fault. That's the family's fault. Again, like, take out the family. Like, that's why I think the family should be charged. If the family was aware of the daughter and what she was doing, the family should be charged. I'm a firm believer that when a judge allows a criminal off, the judge should be charged if that criminal does anything else after the fact. Parents should be as well, especially when it comes to something that's in the parents' power. If the parents know that their daughter is in a relationship with someone they don't approve of, so they try to marry her off to somebody else, and then she does something, guess what? The parents should be charged. Not as extremely, but they should be charged. They should be sentenced. They should be fined. Because guess what? When that stuff starts happening and people start being treated more severely for the actions of, well, what they put into place, because it's like an accessory to murder. They allowed the murder to take place because they were aware of everything going on, so they're an accessory to it. Like, what is it in the U.S.? Like, an accessory to murder could be like 4 to 5 years, something like that, depending on how extreme. We need to start having that for family members that knowingly put these situations to happen. For judges that allow criminals off just because of race or sex or whatever, instead of just, you know what? You did a criminal act. We're going to charge you for the time. You do the time, you come out, then you can do whatever.
This is the same marriage for which Sia had given her consent herself. Someone is saying that Sia did nothing wrong here because she was being forced into the marriage. According to them, Ketan was a future rapist, and by killing him, Sia did a job like a modern Madurga. And friends, in my opinion, this statement is quite wrong and also quite ridiculous. But what is it? Because those who write such tweets want to portray that Sia was very brave and she did a great deed. Whereas in reality, she did a very low and cowardly act. If Sia was so brave, then instead of killing Ketan, why?
She would have fought against her parents. Like, that's the thing. They need more kids that are willing to fight against their parents than just listening and capitulating and then causing something like this to happen. Again, my wife is strong. She's amazingly strong. She, like, me and her met and we talked for years. And it was her job to convince her family that I'm a good person. That I'm a good person. How she was able to do that is beyond me. Is beyond me. But my wife will always, it was on her to do it because I could barely travel to India to meet the family. And when I did, it was the entire family. It's not like I could actually sit and do one-on-one with people. It's not like I could actually get to know each and every family member. I just didn't have the time for that. Do you know the parents of this girl said, we serve the bond between us, U.S., and their girl. Then they hired the most expensive lawyer in the capital of India. Of course. Of course. Of course. We sever? Whatever it is. Whatever it is. But yeah, I didn't hear that, but the fact that people are praising it is insane. Is insane. The fact that a good guy had to die because the parents wanted something different. And I'm going to say good guy. I'm just going to say good guy. He did nothing to deserve any kind of ill will. He did nothing except not have hair. Not have hair. Why my autocorrect acts up on some weird word that I am trying to type. I don't know. I don't know.
Couldn't she convince her parents against the marriage? Did the Ma Durga inside not wake up there? Did the courage not come there? Or can we say that she didn't have the guts to speak up there? Think about it, guys. For this girl, Sia, taking a boy's life was easier than saying no to her parents.
Yep.
Because obviously that girl's parents weren't just parents. They were elvish bi. And can anyone speak up in front of elvish bi? This is elvish bi. Literally, these ignorant people are trying to defend a criminal who isn't even worth defending. If Sia and Ketan's history...
Who's... I don't know what that is. I don't know what... I know what bi is, but... Elvish? Elvish?
was that Ketan always used to torture her, beat her up, And overall, he had made Sia's life miserable. Then, at one point, one could think, yes, he might have had a valid reason.
Yeah.
From all the news and old videos surfacing, it shows that Ketan actually cared for Sia a lot. So here, Sia cannot be defended from any angle. Someone is saying that no one wants to hear Sia's side of the story. She must have had her compulsions because of which she did all this. But friends, there is no story here to even listen to. This girl took that boy's life, and now he is gone, and he is not coming back. This is not a case of fraud, theft, or a scam. This girl literally committed a murder. And she didn't even do this murder instinctively, like she was in a bad mood and pushed him. Rather, she planned this incident completely. So there should be no room for sympathy here. I saw a post where Ketan Buckets wrote an article about why Sia couldn't refuse her marriage. He was yapping all sorts of nonsense there about how Indian society...
Yeah. In Indian society, Elvish is name. What? But why is his name important? What? Is the name well known? I don't know. It don't matter to me. Or is it a high caste? I don't know. That kind of stuff just makes no sense to me. It just makes no sense to me. But it's just like, again, I have a feeling like there is. It's not so much in the big cities. Like in the big cities, they're modernizing pretty quickly. They're westernizing pretty quickly. And you can take westernizing as a slur, or you can take it as like they're progressing. Like what was the film? What was it was the Indian Kitchen, The Great Indian Kitchen. Perfect example. Because in that film, she got married into a rural family, which was very, 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 dare I say it, barbaric. And then she had a sister or a friend who married to someone in the big city. They discussed who's going to cook dinner. They discussed what it's going to be. Of course, the guy only cooked the same thing every single time. Biryani, he would always make the same thing because it was easy for him. Us guys, we know what's easy. We know what we like. We'll make it every single day if we can. It's just how we are. Like for my wife, I'm like, oh, I need to make you dinner, which I haven't done in a long time. I'm sorry. I need to make my wife a meal. But I'm recovering right now. I have an excuse. But it's like I would always make the same thing. And I've worked as a chef. So, well, not chef. I worked as like a sous chef, so a line cook and things like that. So I know how to cook. But trying to cook a veggie meal, I'm not the best at. But at the same time, it's like there's like one dish I always enjoyed eating, so I always want to cook it. I never want to cook like the grilled cheese. I never want to cook like a veg quesadilla. I never want to cook like these extra things, the veggie burger, like all this other stuff that I know how to cook, that I learned how to cook in restaurants and things. But I just want to make the same thing. I just want to make the Alfredo pasta that I know how to cook, that I like eating, high in calories, high in fat, and it's good. It tastes good. So I make that. Even like a butter garlic pasta. I know how to make a butter garlic pasta, but I'd still go for the Alfredo. To me, I just prefer it. But yeah, again, that film showed like different perspectives, even like between like the girl's own parents and then the other family's parents. There are those dynamics everywhere in the world. Whether you go into a more in the US, if you want a more normalized kind of relationship, you go to the rural areas in the US. Like, it's funny how the US is very backwards. If you want a very backwards type of mindset, well, so far left it's backwards. So far liberal that it's backwards. You go into the big cities.
He is regressive, blah blah. And that is why Sia preferred to commit a crime instead of refusing the marriage. Are you guys seeing the level of understanding? Bro, if the society around you is regressive, then you fight against that society, right? You try to bring about a change in society. If you cannot improve society, you try to improve your own life. It's not like you go around committing murder, and then someone writes an article for you saying that we should empathize with you. And it's, why should we empathize with a criminal, bro? We don't want to, man. What's the problem in calling a criminal directly? Why do you people even want to beat around the bush about this? Many people keep saying that when crimes against girls happen for years, they don't become such a big highlight. But if a girl commits a crime against a guy, it becomes a huge piece of news. And I say, why shouldn't it? When a boy commits a crime, no one comes forward to say that the boy must have had some reasons or that we should empathize with him, because everyone knows that he is a criminal. But when a girl commits a similar type of crime, these pseudo-feminists come to defend her. And while talking against these people, the matter escalates way too much. These people are so obsessed with hating men and portraying women as oppressed that in their zeal, they even end up supporting a criminal. Except for the girl, these people are calling out everything in the world, saying the crime happened because of this or that reason. But not even once will these people say that the girl had a criminal mentality herself, which led her to take this step. Look, one person is saying that the entire fault lies with the caste system, and another person, along with blaming caste, is also saying that Shayet chose love over money. Now friends, in my opinion, this line is quite wrong, because before taking Ketan's life, Saya had taken quite a lot of money from him. And if love mattered so much to her, why did she accept his gifts and his money? I mean, Sia doesn't love Ketan, nor does she want to marry him, but until she gets rid of him, she will keep taking his gifts and money easily. Apisara Mesidali. That is a very good game plan. Just think, if Saya was never come first, Ketan would be gone, then the money and gifts he gave her, which she wouldn't have returned to his family, and most probably she would have spent her life with her boyfriend. But the thing to think about here is, if Sai's family is so regressive, would they have let her marry the person of her choice after Ketan was gone, or would they have arranged another arranged marriage for her? Or it could also be the case here that—
Well, I think she probably thought it was an infinite money glitch. An infinite money glitch. She gets married, she receives a ton of money because of the marriage, and the guy basically lavishes gifts upon her, and then she arranges the murder, which accidentally her boyfriend does something which causes him to fall down, die. She gets away with it. She'll remarry, and then guess what? The next boyfriend will lavish her with gifts. They get married, and then on the wedding night and everything, some accident will happen again. There'll be butter on the bathroom floor, and he'll slip and crack his head open. You know, that kind of thing. It happens all the time. It happens all the time. Definitely not arranged type of thing. Definitely not planned murder. It happens all the time. And then the third time, the guy will take a toaster into the bath with himself. Because you know what? He just wanted some bread. He just wanted some bread in the tub. He just wanted some bread in the tub. So he's making his toast next to him. It's all wet and watery that he accidentally shocks himself when he touches the toaster. And as he's, shocking, he knocks it into the tub, and then he just electrocutes himself to death. That would be the third one. And then, of course, it's an infinite money glitch. That's what I'm saying. It's an infinite money glitch. Again, and the funny thing is you can monetize almost everything. Let's say she started doing videos about how her parents are forcing her to get in a marriage to somebody she doesn't care for. She's already happily in a relationship that she plans to marry. She could have monetized that. The feminist movement in India would have latched onto her and used her as like a poster child. She would have made a ton of money on the fact that this is a woman that's chasing love and her family's refusing to allow her autonomy. You could have monetized that. Everything in this world can be monetized. I mean, heck, when I was getting my surgery done, I pulled out my phone, I started recording it. My wife took it from me. I was like, no, you can't do that. Because I was like, you know what? I could post this. I could monetize this. Everything in the world can be monetized. She could have easily gone that route. She chose not to. She chose to just take someone's life. To take somebody's life. Is there peace after marriage? Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because now there's two taking care of the tasks instead of just one. Working together. Finding a balance.
Saya's family had absolutely no problem with who she wanted to marry. They just gave Saya an offer for an arranged marriage, and because Ketan was rich, Saya said yes. And moving forward, Saya planned at first she would take the money from Ketan, then get rid of him, and after that marry the person of her choice, which her parents had no problem with. Anything could have happened, dear friends, but there is no point in discussing it because Ketan is already gone and he will not come back now. Now we can just sit and wait for the moment when his killers get punished. And that's it for this video, guys. Thanks a lot for watching our video until the end. We will meet you in the next video with another topic. Until then, keep playing and stay happy. Sandman
out. Yeah. This was a good video. I enjoy Sandman. Every now and then. Sometimes he's less not for me, but this one was good. I enjoyed it. Because, again, there are so many factors in this situation. In the end, she's guilty. She committed a crime. She took someone's life. She's at fault. She should not receive any sort of fame and praise. But at the same time, this does go the other way. And what's funny, it's probably done by the same exact women. Everyone knows Every time a male serial killer is captured and he goes on, how many of the same type of women that will protect this woman for murdering a man because he's innocent will send love letters to the serial killer who's in prison because he murdered people? Primarily women. At some point, you realize that there's just something wrong. There's just something wrong. The same women that are praising her for taking a man's life because, oh, her body, her rules, she was forced into it. She needs to do more things like that. We need more women like this. Are the same people that will send love letters to a serial killer that killed a ton of women. Because, oh my gosh, I can tame him. That mindset. Every man out there can raise their hand at this. Every man has heard a woman say they can change him. Not them specifically, but they've heard that line. Every man in the world has heard that line. Because it goes back to them being special. Women want to be special, and they should be. Well, your partner should be. They should be the only one that matters in life. They should be the only one that matters in life. That's just how it is. Like, again, since I was a kid, I found out at a young age with me being medically ill that there's only 3 opinions that matter. What my wife thinks of me, what God thinks of me, and what I think of myself. Nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. And guess what? When I was a kid, I wasn't married. God loved me because I loved myself. So I had 2 out of 3. I was good. I was happy. I was happy. But the thing is, a lot of these women want to be the special. Like, you look at all these smut books that are written for women. They're always these monsters, these creatures, these vampires that have killed millions, hundreds, thousands, whatever number. But for some reason, it's this one woman. They just, oh, I'll do anything for you. I'll do anything for you. Every woman has that yearning to be the one, and they should be to their husband or partner. They should be. But for some reason, they think like, oh my gosh, if I can have this serial killer and he'd do everything for me because I'm the one that's right for him. I mean, at that point, you've just got like, okay, they gotta go. They gotta go. There's no hope for this one. There's no hope for this one.
You guys got a video? So bad.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Wait, like that.